YouTube. I was gonna put some music behind this, but I'm just gonna bosh it out now. I've been thinking about it all the way home because my uncle gave me a lift home today. Instead of me going home tomorrow, I came home today. I'm recording this today and I won't post it until on Tuesday. Because this is my review with goals at the end of how I think 2019 went. I normally do something like draw my life and things like that to show you the year, but I'm just gonna talk you straight face like this instead. Okay, so I started off this year, 2019, as happy. The happiest I've ever been in a very, very long time, because I had Kieran. I was in a happy relationship. I thought I was going to marry. I thought I saw a future with. We were already engaged about 3 months at this point. So I started off this year so happy. We saw the new year in together on my couch, on my armchair in the sitting room. So we saw it in together. We did all anxiety, we had a drink, and then we went to bed. So yeah, I started off the year in January happy, so happy. I was so in love and everything. Tuesday, February the same. I actually can't remember what we did for Valentine's Day. I don't think it was anything that special. It might have been another hunt, because we did a lot of hunts. But I can't remember what we did for Valentine's Day last year. That was February. March, nothing. I can't actually remember much in March. April was Kieran's birthday, when he turned 20. I don't think we did much. I think we spent most of it with him and his family because it was his birthday. I think that's when I proposed to him, actually, on his 20th birthday. That's when I proposed to him. Because we were going through a rough patch back then. And I thought, to seal this, I want to marry every part of him. So I even made him dress up as a woman to say that I accept every bit of you, every inch of him, through the good times and the bad, that I will love him. So that's why I proposed to him. I think I did that on his birthday in April. Then it was my birthday, so that as soon as his birthday was done, I was thinking about mine, and I had an iffy birthday. If I could do bits of it again, I would. Kieran's mum was in hospital at this point. Still. So I had to have 3 celebrations, because my nana had just got out of hospital herself back then, because she had a really bad fall with her being in her 80s. It's more dangerous than somebody in their 60s or 70s from having a benign brain tumour removal. My nana was lucky to be alive, actually, because she broke a thin, but you know where your bone is here? She broke it with like a hairline break here. And she broke hips and broke arm, and yeah, she almost died from a fall. so scared. Whenever I get a message off my mum about my nana and my mum, always like, and tender hugs. Anyway, so I had to have 3 celebrations, and I remember the order being changed because my nana was too tired to do it the day I was going to see my nana, so I switched my nana and Kieran's mum around. Up until this point, I spent so much time with Kieran and his family because his mum was in hospital and I wanted to be there for him. No, I don't even remember him once asking me how my nana was when she was going through all this. It was always me. How am I dealing with my mum? How am I dealing with my mum and things like that? He was so selfish. He didn't want to ask about my nana that much. Anyway, so I had 3 celebrations on my birthday. The first one, I bought 3 cakes from Iceland. No, it wasn't Iceland, it was Aldi, I think. They're like 3 or 4 quid a pop, and they look really nice. Those cakes. So I bought 3 of them. And I took one to the hospital. We couldn't eat it in the hospital, so Ruth met us outside, and we shared the cake out. Alex came along, Kieran's dad. Stepdad. Kieran's stepdad. Well, I heard about his real dad, I'm glad he got rid. Anyway. Because Alice is his stepdad, not his proper dad. So when he says dad, he means his stepdad. But each their own, I suppose. Anyway. So I went to hospital and Ruth was there alone, because normally she had to be escorted previously, like with someone with her, in case something happened. And she was there alone. I was like, wow. And I turned up early because my bus was early, really. I didn't plan on being early. Because Karen wanted me to be there to see the face of Ruth without anyone with her. And it was a picture, I swear. It was so nice to see her without help. Because that means she was getting better. So anyway, I had the cake, Alex was there, Karen was there. I don't think Hooch was there, I can't remember. But I think he would have been. So then we all went back to Kieran's. I left the cake with her to give to the staff. Because I had 2 more cakes at that point. Then I went home. Then the next day, I think it was, or a couple of days later, I went to my nana's. Kieran couldn't make it because he wanted to see his mum. See what I mean? I had to go to see my nana, who was so bad in bed, she had to have a hospital bed in her sitting room. But anyway, basically, I would do anything for his family, but he wouldn't do the same for my family, basically. So that's how selfish he was. Anyway, so I had the cake at my nana's. Luckily, my brother and his wife were over, so we all had an hour with my nana, and then spent some time with my family. Without Kieran. Then came the party. I was in the wrong, for telling Kieran to get the number 2 instead of the number 1, and forgetting that the number 2 goes to Morpeth instead of Ashington, because he's meant to go to Ashington. I was in the wrong, I do admit that, for telling them that. So he just did my quiz by phoning me loads of times. I finally thought, you know what, Claire, can you deal with this? My brother's wife, can you deal with this? Because I'm busy at the minute. And she says, yeah, sure. So what ended up happening was they had to go pick him up from Morpeth and bring him to the party. He wasn't at the party long because I was tired at this point, because I was on the go all day that day, because I was up and set up. I was getting my hair and makeup done and things like that. So I was on the go all day that day. So I didn't really care at this point that he wasn't there for long. So then I didn't get my present from him. I remember that. I had to wait months. I think 3 months for me to get my present from him. And it was shite. Basically, I could have done it in 5 minutes. They're basically shitty coupons. Basically, all he did was get his notebook out. Right, this is for this, and rip it out and give it to me. That's all he did. He didn't decorate them or anything. And for your 30th, you'll expect something special. And he did tell me previously that he did get me special presents and everything for my 30th. And why he kept them, I have no idea. Because it's my 30th, I expected more from my fiancé. I expected more. Anyway, so that was my 30th. So because of him, I'd like to do bits of it better. I do. I wish I could do some of it better. I could tell him to get the number 1 instead of the number 2. What else? Ask him for my presents beforehand. Give him a deadline, and but he doesn't like deadlines, though. But I don't care at that point. It was my big 30th. I said I should have stuck to my deadline and be like, you know what? You've got until June. You've got until June. Give me my presents. If you don't give me by June, I will be angry with you. I should have said that. Honestly, I should have done that. He ended up shouting them in the end. I didn't actually get them. Anyway, that was my 30th. So that was my June. Me and Kieran have been in an iffy bit. Because of my birthday and me waiting for my presents. But Ruth was out of hospital at this point. So basically my life revolved around Kieran and Ruth, basically. I would help out with Ruth because she was struggling. Later on, I did less and less because I knew that she could do it. You might think I was sitting on my arse doing nothing, but I was actually saying, you know what, you can do it. And basically, I'm a guest. Oh yeah, and when I got out of hospital, I had to start paying for my meal, £5 a meal. Which is cheeky, I say that, because Kieran, when he had meals at my house, I didn't charge him. At all. If you really think about it, he owes me like £600+ because of all the metro tickets and bus tickets and meals he had at my house for 2 years. Well, a year and a half. While he didn't have any money coming in. But, yeah. It should be actually more like 1,000 because of the teddy friends you've been that I spent on him. Each teddy friend's like £50 a pop. Because I spent a lot of money on him. Anyway, so June, I spent most of June with Kieran and Ruth, helping them out, back and forth from my house to his, a lot. July, can't actually remember, I think it's more the same. August. I dreaded August. Is the month. Well, actually, I'd say July. I realised something in July. It was before Tokunatsu, and it was when I was spending all this time with Kieran at his house, helping him and Ruth, that I realised something. Looking back on it now, I stopped loving him in June. No, July. In July, I stopped loving him. I stopped loving him in July. It was before Tokunatsu, and it was when I was spending all this time helping him with Ruth, and yeah. We weren't getting any alone time together. The spark was gone. The butterflies were gone. And trying to get money to go to Tokunatsu was like pulling teeth. I actually had to go to his support because he had money and support now. So it's like I had to actually go to his support to say I need money for this, because when I was asking him for it, I wasn't getting a single penny. So I had to go to his support to say I need this chunk of change to do it. And I felt like they were saying like, well, he hasn't got the money. I was like, then he can't go then, and I'll go by myself. Even though he was really looking forward to going. So yeah, I don't remember the date per se, but I do remember July being the month that the spark was gone. So then August comes along and we're at Tokunatsu, and because he broke so many suitcases and he didn't bring any much suitcases with him when he stayed at mine an extra day, I had to make shift a suitcase, which meant, you know, those luggage trolleys that you get. I used one of them, put some bags on, then you know that bag, that the plastic's like a hook thing here, then you got the extender thingy, like, and a hook on the other side, basically. So I had to make shift a second suitcase, basically, for bags. And he just let me struggle with that. He took the suitcases and left me struggle with the makeshift suitcase. I would have preferred for him to be like, you know what, I see you're struggling, I'll help. I might have said no like 2 or 3 times, like, no, Emily, I see you struggling, I'm actually get in there and help me. But he didn't. He just let me struggle. So that's when I really stopped loving him then, because he wasn't going to help me out with my makeshift suitcase that I had to make because he had broken so many. I didn't bring any with him either. Because I had clothes from both of us, I had the tent, I had picnic stuff, I had other things as well. Anyway, so we got to Tokunatsu, and we thought we'd put the tent up ourselves because Stevie and Claire were busy, but we couldn't. We tried, we failed, so we waited and waited and waited until they were free, and then they did come to help. Because we did try. We tried so hard. We even looked at videos on YouTube to put up a tent, and we were just struggling too much. So Stevie and Claire ended up helping us out. But me and Kieran were arguing at this point. So the tent went up, and the bed went up, and that holiday was not a good holiday. That was the breaking points for us. Even though I'd already stopped loving him in July, like weeks before Tokunatsu. This was the nail in the coffin, I think. Well, there's nail halfway into the coffin. Because when I was trying to pack everything away and put the tent down and everything. He sat in his house and did fuck all. He's too busy playing with his teddy friends. He was asking me questions when he could see I was trying to put the tent away. Emily, I'm like, I'm busy. I'm putting the tent down and putting everything together. Trying to make another suitcase with extra stuff because we bought extra stuff when we were there. And then when we were getting the train from the Arnsley, because I had to change at Edinburgh, I think. And then Edinburgh to Newcastle, and then the mum picked us up, I think. Either that or go to a couple buses. I think mum picked us up. Took Kieran home, and I went home. But yeah, the first train station we got to, we had to go over a bridge. And Kieran saw I was struggling, and just stood there, waited. Didn't offer to help, didn't say, do you want to help or anything. I was knocky with him before because I was busy doing multiple things, like putting the tent away, putting the bed down, things like that. So he used that as an excuse to not help me with the makeshift suitcase I was struggling with. Oh, he was so didn't give a shit at me struggling. So anyway, I got back from Tuckanatsu and had to do some serious thinking after that. And so that was at the beginning of August, because August was a bad month for me. The first Thursday after Tuckanatsu was the start of the 3 weeks of awkwardness. The first week was I went to Kieran's to say Spectrum, because Spectrum wasn't on for about 4 weeks because we didn't have the space. So I went to Kieran's, had dinner, then paid with the £5 and we played dominoes. Then I slept over on a broken bed that was broken for a good year, I'd say. Because I only just got it fixed. Got a new one, basically. Only just got a new one. And it was broken for like about a year. Anyway, so that was the first day. Obviously I lost. Ruth won, but I didn't really care. I was just enjoying myself. But I still felt on eggshells in the house. Then the second week was the Monopoly week. And I had my dinner. We played Monopoly because it was my turn to choose the game. Ruth was the first out. I won from her. I got all the money and her properties and everything, and I had to spend a mini fortune on mortgaging her property because she had to mortgage everything to pay me off the first time. And then it was just me versus Kieran. I do admit, at least 2 or 3 times, I forgot that it was his turn. Because I was multitasking. I was the banker as well as myself. And I was giving out 200s instead of 20s, whatever they say. Because I always had them separate. Like this, I always had like 200 separate in case they passed go, so I'd automatically give them it. But if they actually landed on go, I had to get the 200 back. I had to make it 400. And anyway, so I won because I know how to play Monopoly. They think I cheated. I did not. They're just sore losers, really. And then I stayed over. Then I went home. Then it happened. The bad day. I was nervous about going that day. I was nervous because the Tuesday before I went over on the Thursday, me and Kieran had already talked about the relationship and how we needed to seriously think about if we're going to continue in the relationship, because I needed sex, and with him not being able to do it, even though we did try so many ways, we used toys, we used drugs, as in the little blue pill. We tried everything that we could think of, and nothing worked for long. So I said to him on the Tuesday before I went over, you need to make an appointment the very next day, because it was too late for phone that day, to make an appointment to see the doctor, to see what he can suggest. I'll go with you, but you need to get this sorted, because I need to be someone who can have sex, and with him not being able to have sex, I don't know, I had to do some serious thinking. So yeah, so I phoned him the next day on the Wednesday. He had made the appointment. It was for the following Thursday. So I thought we were fine. I think we were okay because he made the appointment. So I thought, okay, so we're still together. So I was on my way to his, and I got a text message saying we're on our way to the library, which is like the council building, because we've got to inquire about a letter that she got. I was like, okay. I was not alone at this point, so I was nervous as heck. So I had... Oh yeah, and I had to drop some of his friends off. So I had Winnie the Pooh with me, Tigger, and I think that one more, I can't remember who. As in Laura Tigger. I can't remember who else. I think it might have been Charizard or Pikachu Charizard. I can't actually remember. But I had a couple. So last minute change of plans, I met them at the library instead of their house. So I went into her meeting to discuss money matters, to do with money. I said to him, I want to fight for this relationship. I want this to work and everything. And since you made this appointment, there's nothing to be that worried about. It's like, okay. And he's like, yeah, well, I want to fight for this as well. I was like, okay, we'll fight for it. Then, because that building had the dentist in as well, me and Kieran went with Ruth for her dental appointment, which was another fill-in. Then all three of us went back to Kieran's house. Had dinner. Then we played Deal or No Deal. And they told me about the way they played it, which is different to me, and explained that it was different than how I play it. And so I had to come to terms with new rules. I have to stress, they had said multiple times before this that they're witches and wizards. And I'm like, okay, that's fine, you can be. But they cheated in the game. I remember it was my turn to pick boxes, and the way I usually play it is I would pick the box myself and read the number out, and then somebody else who was on the phone would put the number in, and then somebody else would cover it up, but that's not the way they played it. Basically, I would pick the boxes, somebody else would open the box, and then somebody else would do the phone and the covering. I was like, okay, we'll do it that way, that's fine. It's just not the way I play it. But then I did say, because I do remember seeing it on telly as well, but the people with the box at the beginning, they can themselves. They don't, Noel doesn't do it all the time. They do it sometimes. But they didn't let me. They opened it. And they were trying to make it suspenseful and everything, but I wasn't that bothered at that point. So I only won like a blue, which I didn't really care at that point. Then it was Ruth doing the buttons on the covering. I opened the boxes, Kieran chose boxes. What I didn't like is what Ruth said was, that's not much of a shuffle, is it? Like, I'm not really that good, so but don't make, but I'm just not that good. So basically that was a dig, basically. But I shrugged it off. Then they already had one necklace on. They decided to put a second one on, a medallion, where they would hold it and put a hand over it. That feels hot or that feels cold. To me, that's cheating. Even though most of that could be guesswork, but to me that felt like cheating. I asked them, please stop doing that because it makes me feel uncomfortable. You using your magic against my non-magic, it makes me feel uncomfortable. Can you please stop? They were like, no, this is just who we are. Get used to it. I'm like, yeah, but can you please stop? This makes me feel uncomfortable, feeling left out, basically. And they're like, no, we're not going on. Fine. I ended up doing the rest of Kieran's round because I was halfway through Kieran's round. Like, I'm in boxes next to Hooch because I felt so left out. And they didn't care. They were like, this is who we are. You have to get used to it. And what I didn't like was what Kieran said. He said to me, I don't think you actually accept the wizard side of me. After I proposed to you and said I accept all of you. So that was just a sly dig, basically. So we did Kieran's round. And then I got myself a drink, I think. No, and then I said again, you make me feel uncomfortable, can you please stop doing that? And they're like, no. It's like, fine. Then it was my turn on the phone. I was like, I just want to hold on to it. And they actually swore at me. They says, no, it belongs on that fucking board. I'm like, it's a phone that you can pick up. It doesn't have to stay on the board. It's not like it's glued to the board. But I played it their way, and yeah. I felt really uncomfortable at that point. After them saying it goes on the fucking board. No, leave it on the fucking board, that's what it said, yeah. So then, after the final turn, which was Ruth's turn, I says I need to make a phone call. Kieran says who to? I says my mum. So I went upstairs to Kieran's room, accidentally left the gate open. Ruth was the nice one. She says, I'm just going to have to close this gate. Kieran, on the other hand, shouted up, will you close that fucking gate? Because it was accidental. It's easy when you can do things accidentally. I swear it was accidental. And it wasn't that big a deal anyway, leaving a gate open. If he was that bothered about the gate and Hooch getting to his teddy fence, he said take them off the floor or where the Hooch can get them. Anyway. Seems like this is a rant about Kieran, but no, this is my year in review about what went on this year. So anyway, I was on the phone to Mum for a good 10-15 minutes, telling her that, oh, I don't know if I want to stay or not, I feel awkward, I feel wrong, they've already swore at me twice, I don't know if I want to stay or not, I had a panic attack down the phone the first time, and I didn't know if I wanted to stay or not, but I do remember being nervous, like looking around the room, making sure I knew where my things were that I could grab easily. It was more of a, if I did leave, it was more of a grab and go thing than a, when you grab everything I can and go, like, I had to leave things, I had to, because it was just, yeah. Anyway, so then I calmed myself down and I said, I'll wait another half hour. See if I still feel this uncomfortable. Then, oh yeah, I remember. During the game, I do remember Ruth saying, I thought you were going to break up with Kieran. I was like, no. We discussed that today, which has got nothing to do with you, I felt like saying, but I said no. We decided to fight for this relationship. You know, I felt like saying it's got none of your goddamn business if we break up or not. It's our relationship, it's got nothing to do with you. And that's one of the reasons why I knew it wasn't going to work, because it felt like I was going out with him and his family instead of just him. So I did that once already. didn't want to do that again. So anyway, after speaking to my mum upstairs, I gave myself 5 more minutes and I went downstairs. Closed the gate behind me, got my drink from the sitting room, and I texted Jess. Kieran could have easily went in the kitchen and said, Emily, can you please get off your phone? I want to talk to you. But he didn't. He just let me carry on talking to Jess because I felt so uncomfortable. I honestly, I did at that point. I wanted to leave. So much. So then I was talking to Jess and everything, and then I went up, then because I felt so uncomfortable, I went upstairs. No, I didn't. I closed the gate the first time. It was this time I didn't close the gate. I closed the gate the first time when I went upstairs to say to my mum. It was the second time I went upstairs. Yeah, it was the second time. The second time I went upstairs, I left the gate open. And he shouted, will you close that fucking gate? I says, no, Pot. I said to myself as I was in his room, don't bother, I'm leaving anyway. So I grabbed who I could, put my shoes on, my coat on, and I left 2 teddy fans on his chair in the sitting room, and I grabbed them, didn't say anything to him, and I left. I got to a tree near his house, and I cried, and I was on the phone to Mum, because I didn't know what else to do. I think I was having a panic attack. And he sent me a capital letter text saying, you're dumped, by the way, and I panic attacked again, even harder that time. Mum had to physically calm me down over the phone, and says, book a taxi, book a taxi, book a taxi, you're coming to mine. So I think she was worried about what I was going to do. So I did. I ended up going to my mum's, and I spent the next couple of days at hers. What I didn't like is that you chose that day of all days to do it, because I had a play with the Tristan Dove School Person First for the final time, and the very next day. I couldn't go to the play because the play was first thing in the morning, and I was all the way in Amble, so I was never gonna make it because I was at my mum's. So that really annoyed me. So he chose that day of all days to do it when I had a play on the next day. So basically I had to leave them in the lurch because Kieran dumped me. So the next couple of days after that was hell. Coming to terms with it. Being single like yet again. Coming to terms with that. I'm still coming to terms with that now, and it's December. So yeah, September. That's when our little girl was born. Because I decided then, even though she was meant to be born on my birthday, but he kept her away. I don't know why. Just wouldn't let me have her. Or the puppet. Lower the puppet. So Sarah was born on anniversary instead. Stevie was about a month later, in October. So it's basically September, October, November is getting over Kieran. December's been a okay month actually. This month, it's just been that I'm in right now. It's been an okay month. More importantly, because I've been spending a lot of time, well, the last couple of days with my family. So I've enjoyed that. So that's my year. Great beginning, shitty middle, and okay end. So I've had my highs, I've had my lows. But here's the goals for hopefully 2020. I want to be over Kieran in 2020. I'm not going to meet the goal. I'm not going to get the goal of finding another partner, because if I don't, then I feel gutted. But if I do, I feel happy. But yeah, goals is to get over Kieran and Adam, because I'm still struggling with him. Block both exes on YouTube. Try and not look at either video. That's why every time I don't do it, I'm gonna give myself a cube of chocolate. Like every day that I don't look, I'm gonna give myself a cube of chocolate. But I'm not gonna like hurt myself if I do look. I'll just be annoyed with myself if I do look. Disappointed. That's the word. I'll be disappointed with myself if I do look. So yeah, I'm gonna block Kieran on YouTube. I will try my hardest not to look at his videos, because they're either dissing me or talking boring stuff about his own life. Try and stick to something mild in the new year, because I want to lose this weight, especially since I'm on the market again, and I've noticed that men don't like bigger women. So I've got to get thinner, really. So yeah, join Zone World, block both ex-boyfriends. Try not to watch any of their videos. And oh yeah, I am going back to Spectrum in September. I have decided that, but I haven't decided when. Not in September, sorry, April, because the place in September. I am going back in April. I just haven't decided when. I was thinking the first week in April. I just don't want it to clash with his birthday, because his birthday is in April, and I don't want me coming back be like, surprise, happy birthday, I'm back. I don't want that. So I was thinking the first week of September, like the first Thursday in September. Not September, April, sorry. I was thinking the first Thursday of April. I was thinking about coming back. I still am actually. It just depends how I feel. Seeing his face again. Especially after what he said and has done. I'm going to be brutally honest with you on here. Because it's my review. He said that I raped him, which was not true. He also put a picture of me naked on YouTube, which I had to contact YouTube and they took it down instead of him. But I have now noticed that he's taken both videos down with my pictures in, but I have already got them recorded on my phone, the pictures that he got rid of. But still, with him saying that, with him calling me a rapist, and then that picture, and he did apologise, I agree, but with him doing that in the first place, I can never be his friend. I'll be able to act with him, I'll be able to be civil, but I couldn't be his friend because of what he said and done. Whoever does go out with him, good luck, because he'll do the same to you, what he's done to me. He doesn't know boundaries at all. He did try and help me a little bit, I suppose. But not enough. I do miss him sometimes. I started this year so happy, so in love. I thought I was going to spend my whole life with this man. And it turned out it's just another heartbreak like the rest of them. and it's so upset. Because I don't have him anymore. I don't have him anymore. I don't have him anymore. So yeah. Good luck to anyone who goes out with him. He'll spread shit about you and lie about you and things. And that's been, well, yeah, it's been up and down, and I spent it happy and I spent it sad. I spent it depressed. I think I'm still depressed a little bit. I thought I was just upset, but I'm still. It's because I'm still getting over Kieran. I'm gonna act next to him the first time since the breakup. Because we're in the same group. In September. I don't even know what the play is called. But I play Margaret, the dictator. But it's mostly about Kieran's character, Mel. Basically, she, whatever. I'm going to say she because I think he wants to wear fake boobs. Probably the fake boobs I gave him. Anyway, basically it's all about her who did go to school and everything, but then realised that the world's turned into crap because of plastic in the ocean. Basically, he's a recycle freak. He likes to recycle a lot. He becomes a hermit in his house, with newspapers stacking up and things like that in his bedroom. Then he goes through to my dimension, where he spots me first. Well, no, not me. He hears about me. Two friends, that make his acquaintance, and they just hear about Margaret the dictator, who basically, there's mountains of rubbish. She doesn't care about pollution. When it comes to the smells of pollution, because pollution brings smells, she makes factories that produce nice smells to counteract the bad smells. But she's really cool, basically. If you look like a she, you're a she. If you look like a he, you're a he. The way she looks at things is not that advanced to the way we look at things to this day, because there's a them and they culture, and she's not that progressive. You look like a he, you're a he. You look like a she, you're a she. And Margaret has a throne. She does have a throne and dresses, and like nice dresses and things, but she does have a throne, and she tells people what to do from the throne. I don't know what the throne's going to look like, probably rubbish, like a newspaper throne. I wouldn't mind that, actually, a newspaper throne. Instead of a sword throne, a newspaper throne. With like a pizza, like a takeaway container for her remote controls or something, or her buttons. Just thinking about it, it sounds so right for Margaret's character, for my character Margaret. But he doesn't actually meet Margaret. He only hears about her, and then leaves to go back to his own. And then he becomes more of a hermit. Like, that was not true, and things like that. But then his friends come over unannounced. It was his mum that plans it to try and get him out of the room. But they stumble across the place as well. But they stumble across Margaret. They don't stumble across the two friends that Mel's spotted. They come across Margaret. Basically, it's like a domino effect. One friend goes in, the next friend, and then Mel goes through as well. So they all go to see Margaret. And Margaret's like, who are these new people in my realm? Or whatever. I think it's a parallel universe, the thing we're doing. Who are these people in my universe? And they'll say their names. I'm like, oh, okay. Then something will happen. I don't know what, but something will happen which will make Margaret upset. And then an altercation happens. But they don't win. Margaret does. And they go back to their realm to come up with a solution of how to defeat Margaret. And it's something that Mum says, like off the cuff of Margaret, is how they come up with a solution to getting through to Margaret. Like, I don't know what it could be, but mostly what they're trying to say is rubbish is not good. They're trying to see it from my point of view type of thing, or something like that. And they come back through, and she's like, oh, you again. What do you want this time? Because she can't be bothered. She's so can't be bothered. She wants an easier life, this Margaret. And they do something or say something to get Margaret to change. And she's like, oh, fine. And she changes. Which is basically a happy ending. Margaret changes. And it's not... basically, that they overrule her, basically. So it's not a dictatorship anymore. It's... they change it so then people can vote about what to happen. Instead of just being one person in control, it's like a government now. It's like people can vote for what they want, and whoever wins, that's what happens. Basically, they overturn her. So Margaret doesn't actually die, but I think they fire her, and then that's when the vote thing happens instead. And that's how they leave a viral world, is that the government deals with it instead of Margaret. And Margaret, I think, gets demoted or fired or something, and I think she becomes one of the friends, actually, by doing a lot of begging and apologising and that. Still, then she gets arrested. I do know she doesn't die. I do know that she doesn't die. So I want to be in a play where I don't die, and Steve's like, Jay is like, no, you won't die this time. So then, so yeah. And it ends with Mel coming to terms with the world is going to be rubbish. There's nothing much one person can do unless you get a lot of people helping. I think we didn't really discuss it that much, but I think that's what's going to happen. But yeah. I am coming back in April. I'm thinking the first Thursday in April, but I'm unsure. So yeah, that's my year in review. I've had ups, downs. I was upset, and I'm still upset. When I finish this review, I'm going to put the heating on actually because I'm cold, and I'm going to put something in the oven because I'm hungry. Love yous. Kid. Well, I love most of you. There's some that I don't. And they know who they are. Bye. Bye 2019. Let's hope 2020 is a bit better.